Hi everyone, it's Victoria Kennedy, medium clairvoyant from Los Angeles, California. And on tonight's episode of Rant and Rave, I want to talk about portals. And, the funny thing is that nobody ever talks about the Bermuda Triangle being a portal because that's exactly what it is. Now, a lot of times I have heard people say more than often that the Bermuda Triangle is a place where pretty much dumps you into the pit of hell. Well, first of all, there is no hell. And exactly where you go, if by some chance you get caught up in the Bermuda Triangle, it's obviously going to be in some sort of a different dimension. Because there's portals all over this world. And the thing with portals is that it's not that they open and close or they're constantly open. The portals move around. Portals do not stay in one area. So, when it kind of comes to the Bermuda Triangle, which this is really, really mind-baffling. Portals, like as I mentioned, they move around. And some portals, as they're moving around, some are open, some are closed. But with the Bermuda Triangle, it seems as if, and please correct me if I'm wrong, it seems as if those who have gone missing because of the Bermuda Triangle, whether it's a plane, a ship, whatever it might be, it's always in the same place, if I'm not mistaken. So is the Bermuda Triangle this one giant portal? Or is it a portal that's always open and it just decides that if it wants you or not? Or is it having good days, says, no, I'm going to leave everybody alone today? Or is there bad days when they say, this little fucker is being an asshole, we're going to take him and put him into another dimension? Wouldn't that be awesome if we could just tell those people who irritate you, bud, continue going south, make a left at the first stop, and just stand right there for a couple seconds and just have like this portal just zap them into another dimension? That would be kind of awesome, wouldn't it? I have some family members who I'd like to have zapped into a different dimension. Okay, but anyways, again, there's so many portals, and the portals, they close, they open, and they move. So let's say if, down the street from your house, if you have a portal, one day it will be there, and one day it won't be there. Some days that portal will be open, there's other days that it won't be open. So what determines when a portal is actually going to be open, when it's going to be closed, when it's going to move around, and what determines if the portal is going to be open for business or not, and where its next place of employment, I guess we can call it, is going to be moved to? Now, just like we have guardians of the sun, we have guardians, on us. We have our guardian angels, right? I believe I spoke about this once before. So the portals, they too have guardians. And the portals, their energy that is kind of coming through those portals. Remember, these portals are literally leading you or whomever into another dimension for some strange reason. So those portals, the frequency, the vibration is going to be too severe for us on a human level to experience. That's why they have guardians, or the guards. I'm going to call them guardians of the portals. They have to guard those portals, because if they don't, and let's say, I'm going to go down the street, make that right, stand right there at the stop sign and check out the portal. Because of the frequency, the energy, the vibration of it, I literally would just evaporate into thin air, because that's how strong the energy is. So what happens to these things, to these people, to these objects that go into the portal? Do they just disintegrate? Are they protected from the guardians of the portals? And once they go into the portal, do they come back? Do they not come back? Do they know they're in a portal? Do they want to come back? Do they not want to come back? I have so many questions in regards to that. So if there's a guardian of any portal that is nearby, please call me and let's talk about this. Because as I mentioned, I have so many questions. You know, sometimes you'll hear people, it's a portal, it's a portal, it's a portal, it's a portal. I hear this on just about every single paranormal show. And I even heard it from people who I go in and do clearings with. You know, not necessarily inside of their home, but more so when it comes to their land. There's a portal, there's a portal, there's a portal. And is there a portal? I have no idea. Now, I see a lot of things, and I mean a lot. I see, I hear, I feel. I mean, talk about my senses being on an overload. They definitely are. So, I mean, do you try to negotiate with the guardians of the portal, saying, hey, maybe you need to kind of move yourself elsewhere, not on my land? And why do people think that just because there is some type of a haunting, that it has to do something with the portal? That I don't get. My house is haunted. It seems to be haunted in only one room. There must be a portal. Okay. So I'm not really sure how they're coming up with that theory or that hypothesis. But how portals are able to move, energy and ghost, it's energy. It's just a lower frequency vibrational energy. So do they have to stay in that one particular area? No, they move around. And why? Because they can. But they like to go back to this one particular area, right? And this might be a really bad analogy, but it's like a dog. If a dog goes on a walk every day, he's going to pee at the same tree. Is he not? And it doesn't matter. You can go by 20 other trees and he'll be fine. But coming back home, it's that same tree. So the same thing with energy. Energy is not going to be peeing on trees, right? But energy is going to have their focal point, one area of the house that they like to kind of take over, I guess we could say. But yet, it's energy. They can move through walls. They can move through ceilings, your flooring, through you, through your clothing. So just know they're always going to be throughout the entire home. So kind of going back to portals. Portals are energy. Every single thing is energy. I'm energy, you're energy. Our planets are energy. Aliens are energy. Everything that we look at right now. I mean, right now I'm in my room and I see my ceiling fan, it's energy. I see my TV, it's energy. My dresser, my Yankees hat, because if you don't know, I'm a huge Yankee fan. I see pictures, I see books, because I'm married to a nerd. But everything's energy. Every single thing. So I would have to assume that when somebody goes through a portal, because they have the guardians of the portals to protect us, so that way we just don't vanish in thin air, that there has to be a stronger vibrational frequency of energy once they go into these other dimensions. So how are the guardians of the portals preparing these people? Do you kind of see what I'm getting at? And where do these people go? What dimension? Now, scientists have, figured out all these planets, right? And I want to say, I don't even know how long ago they actually ended up finding a new planet. Now, do I believe that these are, all the planets in our universe? I don't. So, when they go through these portals, is that where they're going? Are they going to a different planet? I mean, it's a different dimension. Are they going to a different time? Are they going backwards? Are they going forward? I mean, I have no idea. Are they going to go back in and relive their, I don't know, I guess we could say their life? Do they do it over again? Do they start new? Do their kids come with them? Do their pets come with them? Do their families come with them? And then once they are in this portal, then what? Then what happens? Are they being used for some type of experiment to teach others how not to be so egotistic? Are they trying to teach other energies that are coming into this world what not to do, what not to be like? I mean, if I were to go to another dimension, I'd want to go everywhere. Every single place. I would want to know why. Why is there a portal? Why are there guardians of the portals? Are the guardian of the portals, am I able to talk to them? If I want to leave, do I just walk right back in the same way that I was escorted in? Do I get to come back? Do I have new family members? Do I have a new boyfriend? Do I have a new girlfriend? Do I have new kids? Do I have new pets? There is a lot of unexplained things that really and truly and honestly go on that we have no idea about, right? Because we absolutely don't. And maybe that's because, being here on Earth, this is a place where we come to learn. We have chosen, every single one of us has chosen to be here on this planet. Now, have we lives on other planets? That's a possibility. You could have had a life on Jupiter, on Mars, on some sort of other far-fetched planet that no one has yet to discover. But Earth is a very challenging place to be because the energy is so dense. And people, think about it. People walk around here as if they don't have a clue in the world what is going on. They're sheep. They're just being told what to do and they go. So are those the people that are going into the portals? Are they the people who are not or have not woken up yet and trust every single thing that our government tries to tell us and to supposedly educate us on? Are these people who have not woken up yet, when they go into these portals, are they getting electric shock to say, wake up, wake up? Or are they starting over? Are they coming back as little babies so that way they can be sharper and they could know what's going on? That's always a possibility. But I really don't feel we will ever know that anytime soon. I really don't. And then, you know what? That's okay, because I have no desire to want to jump into a portal. No desire whatsoever. Now, I figure that if God wanted me to experience any type of portals, I would have already experienced them. If he wanted me to have this extensive knowledge of portals, I would have already been top notch at that. Now, are portals my thing? Absolutely not. But again, portals do exist. You can have a portal in your home, in your bedroom, in your bathroom. What about from time to time you hear people saying, I left something on the coffee table. It's not there anymore. I have no idea where it's at. Maybe 5, 10, 15 years down the line, these people end up moving. They pack up and they say, I'm going to go move to a house, or I'm going to go move to an apartment, or I'm just getting the heck out of California, right? And then all of a sudden, that one particular item randomly shows up. So, have you ever seen the movie Poltergeist, right? The one with the little blonde-haired girl. She's sitting by the TV saying, they're here. So, on that movie, there is a particular part when they're trying to get her back. And they go into this closet because I guess the beast wanted to be in the closet. Maybe that was, I'm sorry, the portal. And they start throwing tennis balls through. And these tennis balls, I believe they were tennis balls. The tennis balls actually end up coming back into the home through one particular area of the ceiling in the living room. Now the tennis balls, they usually have that green around them, but they didn't have that anymore. So it just goes to show that there was heat, and the heat was too much for that ball to withstand, I guess. And then I believe they did a rope. But in with all that, jewelry started kind of coming out of there as well. So is that what happens? I mean, is that why people are so intrigued with any type of antiques, with anything of supernatural? I just don't know. I truly don't know. All I know is that portals to me are very mind baffling, and it's one of those things as well. If you don't understand it, leave it. It's like going back to school. You know what? I'm sorry, but I don't understand that math problem. I'm just going to put this math work away right now. We all did that, okay? Every single one of us did that. So again, just know that there are guardians of the portals. And when things go missing in your house, maybe, I don't know, maybe the portal's like a vacuum too. Maybe it just kind of sucks up your belongings. Maybe that's a way for that particular dimension to learn, to be able to teach. I had my sister tell me one time that she had a CD that was in her music room, and the CD pretty much went MIA. And I want to say, just before they moved, I believe she was starting to pack up her music room, and all of a sudden the CD reappeared, but it was like in this odd place inside of her house. So if that's the case, right? If the portals are going and wanting to borrow you or your belongings, does that mean they're returning them? And if they are returning them, well, how does that get back into the house in one particular location? Do you have a little Martian coming out of the portals and saying, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm going to leave this here. Please forgive me because I have stolen this, but I'm returning it, right? Or is it one of the guardians of the portals saying, give that to me, bro. I'm going to walk into that house and put it right there, and I'm going to walk out. No one's ever going to see me. Is that what happens? I'm telling you, this world it's a mystery. There's so many things that go on every single day, every second, every minute, every hour that we have no knowledge of. Not a single piece of knowledge. And it's not our fault. It's not like we were taught in school about portals, how they open and close and they move. How sometimes, people can run into portals, either, themselves or a car can actually, I've heard of this before, that a car was driving, I want to say it was somewhere in the forest, like where, I don't know. And I want to say it was the right rear view mirror that just suddenly broke off out of nowhere. And the person gets out of their car and there's no animal around. There's no sign that an animal hit their car or that they hit an animal, because there was no blood, there was no dents on the car. But their mirror was pretty much gone. So, again, the guardians of the portals, they are there to protect us so we just don't disintegrate into thin air. So was that a way of the guardians saying, look, you're getting too close, and it literally just is like a sheet of brick, or I'm sorry, a sheet of metal that maybe I don't know, maybe that's what happens. It's just kind of like a window. If you throw a ball, the window's going to break, right? But in this case, this window is so thick that it wasn't the ball that broke the window. It would have been the window totally tore apart that ball. Is that what happened? Maybe you got too close to the portal. And what about the wildlife? Any wildlife that's near portals? Are they going into the portals? Do they sense that energy? See, I mean, it just continues on and on and on. And I really don't think that we will truly ever know the entire scope of how the portals work. I really don't. And who knows? Maybe one day you'll get sucked up into a portal and you can record everything on your smartphone, and then you can come back and you can share that with me. Right, everyone? Have a great rest of your night.